Hello and welcome. I'm Lutheran Williams, head of New Road School. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the second annual Climate Changemaker Teen Film Festival. Congratulations to all entrants and those shortlisted to appear this evening. This festival was created to provide young filmmakers with a platform to share short films that tell impactful stories about climate change from their perspective, to increase awareness and to call us to action. With over 250 entries from 42 countries, this festival offers a global perspective. We're inspired by the passion, thought, and actions shown by these young creative storytellers, and the hope it promises for building global cooperation that is essential to make sustained progress in addressing this issue that is critical to the well-being of our species and our planet. Our world is in desperate need of collaborative, creative problem solvers, innovators, and brave bridge builders to help develop ethical solutions to this and other issues this generation will inherit. The level of participation and courage demonstrated by the younger generation on this issue gives me hope and affirms our school's commitment to draw on the power of art and storytelling to educate, stimulate, illuminate, challenge, and spark imaginative possibilities for a sustainable future. The words of our alumna, Amanda Gorman, have provided timely hope and inspiration for our nation, and it is a pleasure to feature her poem, Earthrise, as a precursor and frame for the program this evening. Wherever you are, I wish you and your family well, and thank you for joining us this evening to engage in thinking deeply about this critical issue.
On Christmas Eve, 1968, astronaut Bill Anders snapped a photo of the Earth as Apollo 8 orbited the moon. Those three guys were surprised to see from their eyes a planet looked like an Earthrise, a blue orb hovering over the moon's gray horizon with deep oceans and silver skies. It was our world's first glance at itself, our first chance to see a shared reality, a declared stance, and a commonality, a glimpse into our planet's mirror. And as threats drew nearer, our own urgency became clearer as we realized that we hold nothing dearer than this floating body we all call home. We've known that we're caught in the throes of climactic changes some say will just go away, while some simply pray to survive another day. For it is the obscure, the oppressed, the poor who, when the disaster is declared done, still suffer more than anyone. Climate change is the single greatest challenge of our time. Of this, you're certainly aware. It's saddening, but I cannot spare you from knowing an inconvenient fact, because it's getting the facts straight that gets us to act and not to wait. So I tell you this not to scare you, but to prepare you, to dare you to dream a different reality where, despite disparities, we all care to protect this world, this riddled blue marvel, this little true marvel, to master the verve and the nerve to see how we can serve our planet. You don't need to be a politician to make it your mission to conserve, to protect, to preserve that one and only home that is ours. To use your unique power to give next generations the planet they deserve. We are demonstrating, creating, advocating. We heed this inconvenient truth because we need to be anything but lenient with the future of our youth. And while this is a training in sustaining the future of our planet, there is no rehearsal. The time is now, because the reversal of harm and protection of a future so universal should be anything but controversial. So, Earth, pale blue dots, we will fail you not. Just as we chose to go to the moon, we know it's never too soon to choose hope. We choose to do more than cope with climate change. We choose to end it. We refuse to lose. We do this and more, not because it's very easy or nice, but because it is necessary. because with every dawn we carry the weights of the fates of this celestial body orbiting a star. And as heavy as that weight sounded, it doesn't hold us down, but it keeps us grounded, steady, ready, because an environmental movement of this size is simply another form of an earthrise. To see it, close your eyes, visualize that all of us in this room and outside of these walls or in these halls, all of us changemakers are in a spacecraft floating like a silver raft in space, and we see the face of a planet anew. We relish the view, we witness its round green and brilliant blue, which inspires us to ask deeply, wholly, what can we do? Open your eyes, know the future of this wise planet is right in sight, right in all of us. Trust this earth uprising, all of us bring light to exciting solutions never tried before, for it is our hope that implores us at our uncompromising core to keep rising up for an earth more than worth fighting for.
Welcome to the second annual Climate Changemaker Teen Film Festival, hosted by New Road School. My name is Mark Vickers-Willis, and along with Michelle Bernstein, it's been our pleasure to organise this event. We've received over 250 submissions from 42 countries, and again have been blown away by the quality, the passion, and the impact of the work. Tonight, we'll also be featuring a few clips from a number of change-making non-profits, so we can learn, be inspired, and connect to keep making individual and collective choices with our time and energy that honour our planet. Thank you for being with us here this evening, and here's Michelle to go over some of the details.
Hi, my name is Michelle Bernstein, and I'm the chair of the Film and Digital Media Department at New Road School, and I'm one of the producers of this festival. It is my pleasure to open the second annual Climate Changemaker Teen Film Festival. This is our second year running the festival, and we received films from teen filmmakers from around the world. There were a variety of short films about climate change and call to action films that inspire audiences to make a change as well. We have narrowed down the submissions to 17 finalists. At the end of the festival, we will announce the winners, and the winning films have been determined by our incredible judges. The award categories are Best Short Film for a Middle School Student, Best Short Film for a High School Student, Best Impact Film for a Middle School Student, and Best Impact Film for a High School Student. And the final award is for the Audience Choice Award, where you get to vote. At the end of the festival, you'll get to vote for your favorite film on our website. Without further ado, please enjoy the Climate Changemaker Teen Film Festival.
Hi, I am Vittorio. Thank you very much for hosting our short. Me and my students, we are very proud to show it in International Film Festival.
Una mano brutale schiaffeggia le tenere fionde.
Corsi d'acqua rigonfi tracimano dalle loro naturali sponde.
I fiumi, un tempo generosi, ora sono asciutti.
Inaridiscono le campagne e patiscono la sete gli animali.
Fianchi di monti rovinano impetuosi sulle nostre case.
Popolazioni provate da carestie, da malattie emigrano.
Natura matrigna, perché persisti?
Non io, ma voi, uomini ribelli, vi trasformate.
Per scopi egoistici.
Pochi possiedono tanto.
Tanti possiedono poco.
Troppo poco per vivere con dignità.
Cerca, uomo del terzo millennio.
In fondo al tuo cuore.
Il modo per acquietare la mia rabbia.
Costruisci ponti, non muri.
Condividi le mie risorse.
Perché tutti abbiano il giusto.
E non sottovalutare le mie leggi.
Infatti sono madre generosa,
ma giusta ed esigente.
Poiché nessun essere vivente
è inferiore agli altri.
Tutti sono figli miei.
Quelli di ieri, quelli di oggi, quelli di domani. Una mano brutale, perché? Schiaffeggia le tenere fionde.
Campagne.
Perché?
Popolazioni, carestie.
Perché? Non io, ma voi. Perché?
Pochi possiedono tempo.
Voi.
Pochi.
Perché?
Possiedono poco. Tanti.
Troppo poco per vivere.
Perché?
Uomo del terzo millennio.
Con dignità.
Hi, my name is Ryan and I live in New South Wales in Australia. I made my impact film after I watched some movies on climate change and I wanted to do something about it. I've gone on to make a feature film to raise money for climate change groups called Now Climate Change Emergency, What We Can All Do About It. For more information you can go to this website, but for now enjoy my Precious Water film. Bye! Hi, I'm Ryan and our precious water is being affected by climate change. Climate change is where excess heat is trapped in the atmosphere and ice caps and glaciers are melting. Sea levels are rising and the ocean currents are changing, especially in these white areas. So, we have more extreme floods and putting whole islands at risk. It also putting more pollution into the sea. Or we don't have enough rain, so places are in drought and rivers are drying up or smothered in algae blooms and even fish are dying. But better use of water can help us reduce climate change in many ways, including using hydroelectricity instead of fossil fuels like coal, or farming seaweed in the oceans to reduce temperature change. Also, something you can do at home is turn off the water while you're brushing your teeth. And we need to reduce climate change so we're less impacted by drought. Oh, it's so hot. Or a flood. So let's protect our precious water. Cheers.
Hi, my name is Eva Sar and I live in Russia, in the capital of Siberia. Novosibirsk is a huge metropolis and there are few trees and greenery, but many tall buildings and industrial factories. I really miss the real nature and so I created my cartoon, The Moth. I hope you like it.
Eva, wake up.
Hi, my name is Natalie Creek. I live in San Jose, California, and my film, Condemned by Inaction, sets out to convince people that my generation and future generations have the most to lose because of climate change. And we don't have a voice to do anything impactful about it. So I decided to take the president to court and convince people to vote for a leader who will do something to help climate change and to help our planet. I hope you enjoy my film.
The case before the court is the People versus President Donald Trump. Prosecutor, can you state the charges?
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, the list of wrongdoings by the defendant is quite long. Would you like me to read them all?
We don't have time for all that. Just pick two.
Okay, let me look this over. Here we go, Your Honor. We'll go with charge of theft.
Theft?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant's denial of climate change and withdrawal from the Paris Agreement will effectively steal the future of this generation.
Okay, the charge is theft. Are you ready to proceed? Wait, Your Honor. What's the problem? The science related to climate change is very involved. It would take weeks to hear the testimony of all those experts. We don't have that kind of time.
Yes. However, the president himself has access to all of these experts and I'm sure has been fully briefed. Therefore, he himself can provide the information we wish to present to the court.
I have advised my client not to testify. I can't compel the defendant to testify. Do you have any other ideas?
Yes, Your Honor, I do. We would like to call our first witness, former President Barack Obama.
Hi, everybody.
Mr. President, during your term as president, were you briefed regarding the situation of climate change?
Yes, multiple times.
And who provided these briefings?
The briefings were provided by the Pentagon experts who had consulted top climate change scientists and analysts.
And did these experts include that climate change is real?
Absolutely, there's no doubt about that.
And did these Pentagon experts conclude that climate change poses a threat to our future?
That would be an understatement.
An understatement? Could you explain?
They concluded that climate change, if not abated, will cause widespread environmental damages.
And would those environmental damages adversely affect the fabric of our society as well as our national security?
Yes, in many ways.
So would you say that when President Trump denies the very reality of climate change, he condemns us to inaction and therefore condemns our generation to suffering these effects?
That would be a fair conclusion.
Hello, my name is Ivana Příhoda Pavlu. I am from Czech Republic. I like short stories. My students from art school Trnka made the animated film A Celestial Fish. Urban pollution is big problem. Bye.
Hi, my name is Lulu Thwartz, and I'm from Neuro School. And I made this film because I think that we should plant more trees instead of cutting them down.
Daqui 30 anos eu quero ver um oceano limpo, transparente, azul. Eu sou muito conectada com o oceano. Desde a primeira vez que eu entrei na água e pus o pé no mar, eu senti uma sensação e sinto uma sensação que não dá nem para explicar. É um lugar que me dá tranquilidade, paz. Eu sinto que é o meu lugar. Quando eu era bem pequenininha, eu ainda nem sabia nadar e eu já estava em cima de uma prancha. Eu já joguei bola, eu já fiz vários esportes. Chegou um momento que eu decidi que era o surf que eu queria. E eu acho que o mar teve total influência nisso. Quando eu tô surfando, eu vejo muita poluição. E eu noto isso todos os dias. E é um lugar tão maravilhoso que não merece ter esse tipo de atitude da gente. Eu não consigo ver o meu futuro sem o mar. Eu não consigo ver nem o presente sem o mar. Daqui 30 anos eu quero ver um oceano limpo, transparente, azul, em qualquer lugar que eu for. Para as crianças que vão viver isso, eu quero que seja marcante igual foi para mim, igual é para mim. E eu quero que as pessoas nunca se esqueçam dessas experiências que elas vão ter dentro do mar. Eu assino pelo futuro do oceano.
The outdoor community knows the importance of margins.
Oh, she almost just got swept.
The seemingly small efforts made at just the right moments carry enough weight to tip the scale from failure to success.
Jessica Diggins going for her first win of the season, and it's Jessie Diggins of the United States.
The margins, those places where we are made or defeated, keep us coming back for more.
More than 15,000 scientists are sounding an alarm about climate change. They call it a warning to humanity.
Environmental and political history are also made at the margins.
That is why it matters. 29 electoral college votes.
77,000 votes in key districts swung the 2016 presidential election. 3 Senate votes opened the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge to drilling. To solve the climate crisis, the world needs our community. It's the sum of our small efforts where we turn our passion into purpose and deliver climate victories where they're needed most.
Hey there, I'm Zeppelin Zero. I'm a filmmaker, and I'm also part of the Protect Our Winners Athlete Alliance. And I'm just checking in with you guys today to talk about film and how it really has the opportunity to have an influence and really shift the narrative and conversations on a societal level. I think that is what really personally motivates me as a filmmaker. And a lot of the work I do, a lot of the work is around public lands or climate change or social justice issues. The film I just did is called All Bodies on Bikes and is really about body inclusivity and cycling. You can check it out if you'd like. But I think that's what's so special is that, you know, as individuals, it can often seem like we're just one person and it's hard to have an impact. But through film, we can really provide a megaphone to the issues that we care about, you know, and whatever that is to you on an individual level. But we really have the opportunity to amplify these stories and get a much larger reach than just on our own. I think what continues to motivate and inspire me. You know, the world is a pretty scary place right now, whether you are a minority or whether you are passionate about climate change or whatever it is. It's kind of dire times, and I think we all need to do our part to really try and leave this earth better than we found it. I'm certainly trying to do mine, not only through my work with Protect Our Winners, but through films and content around public lands and climate change. And we just encourage you all to, you know, to pursue that if it's something you're passionate about. If you want to learn more about Protect Our Winners and the work that we do, you can text POW to 65351 to sign up and learn more, or follow one of us on Instagram. My name is Zeppelin Zero. Sorry, I didn't introduce myself right at the beginning, but thank you all for tuning in, and congrats.
Hello everyone, I'm Ava Sky, and with me is Chaz Seifert.
We're 10th graders at Cab Cali School of the Arts.
We created a short animation called Dams, the Pros and Cons. We met almost every day after school for 6 months animating this, and we finished it and we're both just really proud of how it turned out. So we hope you enjoy.
Water, what all living things depend on, and a resource we are using to destroy our own environment. Our ancestors invented and discovered many things, technology that made us more effective hunters, builders, and farmers. By utilizing the Earth's resources, our ideas quickly grew more and more complex. The Roman Empire was home to millions of people, all of whom needed water. The Romans built gravity dams to control hydraulic flow, providing advanced irrigation methods and drinking water to cities, as well as the ability to carry away used water and waste. During the Industrial Revolution, dams were created on a larger scale. Dams could hold back more water and were able to power factory machinery. In the early 1900s, the electricity demand decreased, and we entered into a big dam building era. It was during this time that the Hoover Dam was built. a dam that still supplies 8 million people electricity each year. But unfortunately, like most man-made inventions that alter the environment, dams disrupt the way a river naturally functions. Dams divert water for power and other uses, causing dramatic changes in water levels. This can leave vast expanses completely dewatered at times, killing thousands of fish in the process. Dams alter the flow of a river, causing substantial changes to groundwater storing floodplains and wetlands. These changes can lead to the destruction of forests. The forests that, among other things, help regulate the local climate. Recent research has found that reservoirs contribute 1 billion tons of annual carbon dioxide equivalents, meaning that reservoirs contribute to 1.3% of the global total. These emissions are 25% higher than was previously thought. In many ways, dams are a perfect example of humans altering their environment and it having unexpected effects. So what should we do? How can we find a balance between the needs of humans and the needs of our environment? Well, sometimes we find cracks in our progress, but man has always found a way. Let's find the way.
My name's Nam Tran and I'm from Houston, Texas, and I made this climate change video to give you a little perspective on my ideas on the matter. I hope you enjoy it.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yep, that's a thing. Oh, you get the gist. Climate change is gonna kill us all in the future. But hey, it's gonna be a while, right? Right. Hold on. If climate change is such a crisis, why am I not doing any major changes to my lifestyle? Shouldn't I be like living in the forest as a hunter-gatherer, trying to live a life fossil fuel free? I don't think I even want to do that. Maybe I'm thinking about trying to fix climate change too much. Climate change is possibly the biggest challenge that humanity will ever face in its history, and it will require decades of effort on nearly everyone's part. Small steps will need to be taken one at a time. Let me think of some. I can turn off the lights when I don't need them to save some energy. I can also turn up the AC a bit to save the house some energy. I can also reduce the amount of time I take in a shower to save some water. I could also use reusable water bottles instead of the one-use plastic ones. I can also recycle these sauce jars I commonly have left over after making spaghetti. It might not seem like much, but let's look at some more exact numbers. Let's say I drink coffee every day in a styrofoam cup that I throw away after I drink all of it. If I use the mug instead of the styrofoam cups, I could save 365 styrofoam cups a year. Now those are some big numbers. Now that I think about it, I can change quite a bit without forcing myself into a lifestyle I don't like. And now that I think about it even more, if more people can do simple things like using reusable cups, then so much can be saved. Let's assume that 10% of the US population used mugs instead of the styrofoam cups. That would mean over 11 billion styrofoam cups will be saved per year. Maybe this is what we need to do right now. Little steps that make a big difference. If you, by any chance, do any small climate-saving practices, make sure you share that practice with others so that they could pick it up. As an individual, it is very possible to make a big difference. I don't need the political influence to sway the entire planet away from things like fossil fuels. All I, and well, I guess all of you, need to do is to take these little steps to make a big difference towards a greener planet.
Hi, I'm Jackson Carrico and this is Giles Johnson, and we go to school at New Roads in California. And this is our movie, Change is Coming.
Me and Jackson, we always wanted to make a climate change film, but we wanted ours to be different. We wanted people to feel emotions, and hopefully after watching our film, you have a sense of urgency to help save our planet and hopefully do great things. So I hope you guys enjoy.
making a very significant change to the chemical constituency of the atmosphere and the oceans, and one that is almost impossible to reverse.
There's no question that at a certain level, it will destroy the Earth, or destroy large portions of the Earth. The question is just, what is that level? And how soon do we stop pumping vast quantities of CO2 into the atmosphere?
Until you start focusing on what needs to be done, rather than what is politically possible, there is no hope. We cannot solve a crisis without treating it as a crisis. We need to keep the fossil fuels in the ground, and we need to focus on equity. And if solutions within this system are so impossible to find, then maybe we should change the system itself. You have ignored us in the past, and you will ignore us again. We have run out of excuses, and we are running out of time. We have come here to let you know that change is coming, whether you like it or not. The real power belongs to the people.
Hi, my name is Shannon Germain and I'm from Maryland. I created Plastic Crisis, Our Oceans in Peril after I went to the beach and saw microplastics in the sand. I've been creating films on my Nix the Norm YouTube channel for a couple of years, so I decided to put my skills to work and make my first documentary. We have one planet. That means we've got one chance to get this right.
In an underwater paradise, a plastic nightmare.
I'm going to tell you about a company. A huge, powerful company that's quietly doing something that affects every one of us. According to EarthDay.org, they are dumping the equivalent of one garbage truck full of plastic into our oceans every minute of every day. And they're getting away with it. In fact, not only is no one stopping them, but they are also projected to double that rate by the year 2030. And then by 2050, they'll double it again.
We're finding plastic in the food that we eat, the water that we drink, even the air that we breathe.
Outraged yet? Ready to picket outside their headquarters, boycott their products, and demand action from the President and Congress? Well, that might be a little difficult, because you're a part of that company. And so am I. That company is humankind. And together, we're dumping nearly 25 million tons of plastic into our oceans each year. Even though we diligently and proudly recycle what we can,
only 9% has been recycled.
That's a huge problem because plastic takes up to 1,000 years to decompose. That's why we must challenge the President and Congress to address the catastrophic effects of plastic overproduction. This year alone, 150 million tons of plastics will be produced that will be only used once. You've heard of that old saying, a moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips? Well, it's more like a moment on the lips, several lifetimes on our planet. That's because that straw or water bottle or plastic spoon will likely last a lot longer than you or me or even our great-grandchildren. You see, plastic stays plastic, and it's accumulating in our oceans. In fact, by the year 2050, it is estimated that there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. We've all seen the horrifying images. Adorable baby turtles with straws stuck up their noses. Baby dolphins entangled in 50-year-old plastic nets. Seabirds strangled by plastic that once held together a six-pack. And while those images might tear at our hearts, it's the plastic in the ocean that you don't see as easily that is just as harmful. You see, plastic breaks down into microplastics, which fish mistake for food. One study discovered that if you eat seafood regularly, you're also eating 11,000 pieces of toxic microplastics each year.
They cover a huge range of sizes. They are 5 millimeters down to, maybe the size of a virus.
So what do we do about it? Your first instinct might be to fill up your recycling bin. But when we're facing a problem this big, we need a much more drastic solution. We need to stop making plastics in the first place.
We need legislation that can reduce the use of plastic
We need to put money into technologies to come up with other materials that work better with nature.
Anna Wagner from Greenpeace puts it, think of it this way. If your bathtub was overflowing, you wouldn't immediately reach for a mop. You'd first cut off the water at the tap, the source, which is what we have to do with plastic production. You see, we've already got enough plastic on this planet to last us a good long time. We've created 8.3 billion metric tons of plastic since 1950. That's the equivalent of 25,000 Empire State Buildings. And while you and I are filling up our recycling bins with plastic, big corporations aren't purchasing enough of that plastic to make new products, because it costs more money to use recycled plastic than it does to simply make new plastic. So they're raking in the profits, and we're made to pay the price in the long run, with oceans filling up and microplastics on our dinner plates. I don't think it's worth it. How about you? Because remember that company I told you about? That company that's dumping all that plastic waste into the ocean? The good news is, you're not just a part of that company. You are on the board of directors. And so am I. And when we challenge the president and Congress to take action, we can change the direction of this company we're a part of, and the course of history.
We know that we have to take on the plastic pollution crisis.
Plastic poses a risk to human health.
We need some legislation in order to help this crisis.
Ultimately, comprehensive U.S. federal action is needed.
Aloha from Hawaii. I'm Phoenix Maimiti Valentine. Kauhuli was created for the critically endangered endemic species of Hawaiian land and tree snails, whose presence maintains the health of Hawaiian tropical rainforests. Aloha!
Hey, I'm Diogo Leite from Patos de Minas, Brazil, and a plastic bag is the result of a digression I had during these pandemic times, but I hope it will be a great opportunity for us to briefly reflect on some of our actions as a humanity. Você já esteve preso em casa, parou para olhar pela janela com uma lente de zoom e se hipnotizou por um saco de lixo? Um saco de lixo. Um produto da pura exploração humana, criado talvez para carregar compras, feito do resto do que não nos cabe, feito do fim do resto do petróleo, que é um resto de passado que insistimos em querer, e que nos alimenta uma fome voraz. E como tudo aquilo que alimenta é digerido, o saco acaba carregando lixo, que um dia foram as compras que ele carregou, e que a fome voraz também vieram alimentar. Mas como a tudo que se cria se dá a vida, uma hora o saco vai também buscar o que há de natural nele, e que libertamos, e do fundo do passado quer ganhar o mundo e voar. E assim, destinado ao fim do ciclo antinatural, o saco que se salva se liberta, e quando, encantado por ele, procurar o céu, você há de ver algum que conseguiu, está livre, há de poluir outro lugar, mas, antes de mais nada, há de povoar de humanidade, de passado, de fome, as nuvens.
Hi, my name is Andrew Wang. I am from Buffalo Grove, Illinois. I go to Adlai Stevenson High School. I made my short, The Homo sapien virus, to just showcase how bad humans are for the earth and how, in a way, we're kind of like illnesses to this planet. Sorry to keep you waiting. We have some bad news. I understand you've been feeling sick for a couple of centuries. You say that you're unable to breathe, feeling like you're smoking even though you're not. These are very serious respiratory problems. And also, the constant hair loss you say, it says you're only 4.5 billion years old. That's pretty young to bald so much at such a severe level. And the worst thing you say is that never-ending fever. This is dangerous. Your temperature is very high and you're still warming at a really, really fast rate. You're deteriorating very quickly and your life is in jeopardy right now. But unfortunately, there's just nothing we can do about it. From what we can see, we're very sure that you have contracted the deadly Homo sapien virus. There's really no way to treat it. The only way this disease can stop is by some miracle the virus itself decides to spare you. If it doesn't, you won't have long left. I'm just so sorry. I know how hard this must be for you right now to take in. So I'm gonna leave you here for a bit to just let you process it. And just call me when you're ready so we can start preparing for when you know.
Hi, my name is Sydney Madison and I'm from Ankeny, Iowa. I created this film to encourage everyone to appreciate the beauty of the world around us and understand why climate change is such a severe issue. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Hello? Hello? It is me again. I have been trying to get hold of you for several years, and you don't seem to be getting my calls. But today, your daily errands can wait, for I am calling with an urgent message. Listen. Your ignorance and greed have overcome you. You have taken advantage of all the wonderful things I have given to you. Does the value of the items you possess matter more to you than the health of the planet that provides you with life? I am suffering. My skies grow hazy and dark from pollution. My oceans grow warmer and more acidic. The life that lives within it risks being lost. More storms will come, stronger hurricanes, severe floods and rain, more droughts and heat waves. My animals and plants are threatened. They risk becoming extinct. My glaciers are melting at a rate far too quick to be called a coincidence. Is this not enough to convince you? To persuade you that my health is more important than the amount of green paper that you possess, that you value so dearly? The planet you have claimed as your own is now growing hotter and hotter with each year. There is still time to change before the effects become worse, but I hold no power to stop it. I am helpless. Please, someone, help. Every action, small or large, helps. Every piece of plastic that ends up in the garbage instead of on the beach. Every decision to ride a bike or to walk instead of driving. Every ounce of energy saved. Every drop of water preserved. All of it counts. The issue of climate change is grand, but if there are more people like you, our future will be something to look forward to. Thank you, little girl. Now, one last thing. Listen again.
Hello, I'm film director Matthew Agustin. I'm 17 years old, I'm from Sacramento, California, and I'm really excited to present my environmental short film, The Lost Voices of Nature, because I want to spread this message of saving animal species around the world. Enjoy! Can't you hear what I'm hearing? I hear the voices of nature. The beasts of the earth. The birds of the air. And the fishes in the seas sing in harmony. I hear the sounds of the majestic whale beneath the ocean waves. Isn't it beautiful that there is so much diversity of life on this planet? However, the peace and harmony of nature is being threatened. The burning of fossil fuels, forests going up in flames, the drying of the world's fresh water sources, leading to sea level rise and the destruction of animals' habitats, forcing them to migrate and to move away from their homes. Their voices are dying right now as we speak. It is up to us to save them before it's too late.
Hi everyone, my name is Baneet Bukrambam and I'm from New Delhi, India. My friends and I made this short film Parched as an effort to urge everyone to take the issue of water conservation seriously and to show them a glimpse of what will happen if they don't. I really hope that you enjoy our film.
Water, the elixir of life that we all need. A drop of water, so precious, worth more than a sack of gold to a thirsty man, a thirsty earth. Water, it can help the lives of you and me. Abundance of it is found on earth, yet just a percent of it is fit for us. What are we going to do? A single bottle of water may seem insignificant now. Its value may be unknown. You may throw it away, but the water will always go on flowing. Packets and other litters, over-trashed waters, old scrappy river, no clear water. This water you pollute flows back to you, sludgy and dirty, to pollute you. You wash your cars using buckets of water, and the water gets wasted irresponsibly. The more you waste, the higher you pay. If you keep on littering around, not a drop of this elixir will be found. There will come a day when there will be nothing left to drink, to cook with, or do our chores with. You discard the waste, polluting the rivers, and the earth suffers relentlessly. Our wasteful ways will make us regret and repay. The earth cracks with blistering heat, rivers dry, crops wilt. If water is consumed without a thought, we all shall bear the burnt of drought. Life is water, water is life. Conserve it before shortage is rife. Let us all together instill in one another this urge, this need of saving water, water the elixir of life.
Hello everyone, my name is Brandon Krajewski and I work in the scripted television department for NBC Universal. I work on a lot of shows that appear on various networks like Netflix and Amazon, read through a lot of scripts and watch the shows and help them get to their finished product. So this is my second year as a jury member for the film festival and I'm just so thrilled to be back. It's wonderful to see so many of the things that everyone is making. You know, when I was younger, I never did anything like this. And some of your films, when I watch them, especially some of the animated stuff, I thought I could never do that as an adult. So you've done a really fantastic job. And I just want to encourage you to keep doing everything you're doing. You know, watch movies, use all the resources you have, challenge yourself, and keep on sharing your work, because that's how people are going to make a change, right? This is an environmental film festival, and I know that I can't do everything on my own, but if I can make small changes and everyone else makes small changes, we can have a big impact. And I think your films really showed that. So thank you so much for sharing. It was wonderful to watch. I'm now going to present the awards for the winning films. And the winner is... And the runner-up is... 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 Congratulations. It was a tough competition. There's so many talented people out there. And thank you again so much for sharing your work with us. Congratulations.
Before we conclude our official program, we need your help to award our final category, the Audience Choice Award. For the next 24 hours, you can vote for your favorite film. Please go to the address on the screen below and cast your vote for the film you liked best. If you don't remember the names of all the films, there will be a slideshow to help guide you. You can only vote once. If you vote more than one film, your vote will not be counted. Thank you.
We'd like to thank you all for joining us for the second annual Climate Changemaker Teen Film Festival. We'd also like to thank all of the entrants, parents, teachers, and judges who have contributed to make this happen. We are emerging from a year like no other, and this disruption ushers in a window of unique opportunity to bring about transformative change. We need to foster the expanding awareness of the natural interconnections that sustain and nourish us all. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you again on the same day next year. Happy Earth Day.